not bad. 3.
That's a nice fish.
How about that? Very cool. Little Thumper spinnerbait. A decent fish there, Dave. 3.
Look at that.
There you go.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Hooked on Headwaters. I'm Dave.
And I'm Dan.
All right, and today we've got a special video for you. Dan and I were out testing a few products that were sent to us. Actually, we both ran into Eric Warren, who is the owner of Thumper Spinnerbaits. Really cool guy. If you want to meet him personally, well, not personally, but get to know him a little better, watch a video from about a month and a half ago where Eric and I kind of interview Eric and get to know about him and how he came about to be the creator and the builder of the spinnerbaits. Actually, his father started the business. It's a really cool story. Make sure you watch that video. Yep. So, with that said, Eric shipped us several spinnerbaits. Again, he built them, and they were designed for Headwaters Lake. So Dan and I kind of took some out and we put it to the test. But I'm going to let Dan tell you the more what we did and the details of our trip.
Okay. So again, we just spinnerbait fished. We didn't fish with anything else.
Right.
We didn't fish. We just fished spinnerbaits. So as Dave was saying, Eric sent us a lot of colors. These are not all of them. So these are some of the prototypes. This is some of the. This is not one that he sent us. This in this batch. This was something he sent to us before, and it's the I believe he calls it a living rubber skirt. It's kind of an old school skirt, but they're still very effective. They have a different look in the water. They kind of undulate when the blades thump. Yep. He sent us different, obviously, color combinations and blade combinations. So he sent us some with copper colored blades. Yep. Some with just regular gold blades, cool. And some tandem blades. Some of these have hammered finish like these on the blades, kind of whatever fits your fancy. Yeah. But
beads, it's got some of them.
The beads on them.
Yep.
So as Dave was saying, Eric's working on putting together some Headwaters bait packs, spinnerbait packs to be specific. So we're testing these different colors.
Right.
On Headwaters. Our first go with these prototype spinnerbaits, in this video you'll see, this turned out to be the color of the day.
For
what
that
he's
day.
Referring to as for that particular day.
Now,
yes.
what conditions did we have that day?
Perfect spinnerbait conditions, actually.
Yeah, that's right.
Even for summertime, it was great. So we had overcast and windy. So it was more comfortable because, we're in the month of June.
Remember, we're in Florida. It's hot, so that day was comfortable.
And it was prime spinnerbait time.
Yep.
So I always like to have a little bit of wind anytime I'm throwing a spinnerbait. However, I have caught them on a windless day in August with bright, sunny skies. But this particular color, it's got some interesting colors in it. It's got black, it's got white, a little bit of gold, which I really like the gold, and some kind of iridescent blue. This one, we haven't really had an opportunity to fish. It's got a lot of gold with speckles and black, and of course a orange head. So the kind of stuff we were fishing, we actually found some lily pads, and that's where we caught the majority of the fish are in the vicinity of lily pads, and there was cattails. I think the key that day might have been that there was very little hydrilla around these pads, and I think that helped to keep the fish tight to this cover. As you'll see, a lot of the catches are on right on corners of lily pads. One of them was in the lily pads because
he was just sitting there with his mouth open.
Yeah, sometimes you just make a bad cast,
and it was like boom.
Right nothing but net, right?
A swish.
I just made a bad cast. I threw the spinnerbait that landed right where he was, and caught me off guard a little bit. So the difference in some of these spinnerbaits, if you'll notice the length of the arm, this upper arm on this single Colorado blade is much shorter.
Let the truck pass by. We're on the C-54 canal, folks, so we've got a little bit of traffic going back and forth.
So you'll see that the arm of these two baits are of a different length. So what I've found, obviously, you can fish this bait faster at a higher rate of speed. Yep. I've found that with these single Colorados, the bait will tend to roll a little bit when you get going too fast. But what I found that was cool is I actually started pitching the bait in the pads. Like a lot of the stuff we were doing is short range, you know, within 30 feet of the boat, hitting little corners. We had several fish, 8, 10,
at least.
Probably 10, 12 feet from the boat, actually bite 10, 12 feet from the boat. What's really cool about this is you can pitch it, and as the bait falls, your blade will spin and kind of thump on the way down. So it's a great short range bait. That's what I found. I've only done a little bit with these. I think it's really cool. So prototype baits, we're working on different colors with Eric to find out just exactly what we think will be the best colors.
Now we're gonna tweak some of this. Well, Eric's gonna tweak some of this based on our input, and we're gonna get another batch and try it out again, and then we're going to, and Eric will make those available to you soon, certainly in time for the fall.
Right, sure. So if you guys want to get a hold of Eric to order some of the spinnerbaits that he has already in stock, you can find him on Facebook at Thumper Spinnerbaits.
Right.
And you actually, that's where he prefers you place some of your orders. And I'm sure there's a phone number on there if you want to call him and ask him, talk to him.
Yeah, I'll list his information here. He doesn't mind you calling him now. He does work nights. If you watch the video, he is a miner. He's a coal miner from South Illinois. Really intriguing story. You need to watch the video about he's third generation miner. It's amazing that what he does compared to how his father did it, compared to how his grandfather did it. That's pretty cool. So watch that video when you get a chance.
Also, something as Dave was saying is, you know, he's the second generation spinnerbait builder.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
Eric builds the entire spinnerbait from pouring the lead for the head of the bait, painting, you know, coating it, bending the wire, putting on the beads, the blades, the swivels. He does everything, and he's a veteran, so it's a veteran-owned business, and handmade in the United States.
Yep. And when he's not fishing, he's when he's not working, he's a tournament fisherman in that area of the country. He's part of several local tours there.
Yeah, and these baits are very popular in his area. He was telling me he has. Sometimes we'll have guys make big orders that have been they bought from his dad, and now are buying from him.
Yeah, and there's some pros on the bigger circuits that are starting to buy some of these from him. So, okay, folks, there you have it. So we're about to show you the footage from the day on the water. Captain Dan and I went out fishing with the baits. It's really, really good fishing. This guy's a badass when it comes to bass fishing. So you'll see him doing his thing. Take notes. Take a pencil and paper. Take notes because he's really an artist at his trade. I want to thank Captain Dan for coming out with me.
You're welcome.
I want to ask you guys to subscribe so you don't miss future videos. Give us a thumbs up, please. Hit that notification button. We really, really appreciate it. So. Thanks again for watching. God bless you. Fish well and stay safe.
See you guys.
Bye.
Slam that Thumper spinnerbait. We were just saying how you know we've run the clock on these baits. That's on the Thumper spinnerbait, and the skirt's coming down here. The shiner color, right, Dave?
Yep.
Thumper spinnerbait. Very the colorful today. That's about 3 3¼ maybe. Now that very cool. A little better.
Yeah.
Turn on the Thumper. That was shiner color, right, Dave?
Yeah.
Double gold. Pound and a half, maybe 2. That fish right on that corner, Davey, loaded up. It was just felt like it was hung.
Huh.
I never felt a thump on that one.
So apparently the flagpole is blown over as a result of last night's storm. It looks like it bent about 4 feet up. So Dan and I are going to take a look at it, check it out, and get Old Glory back up again.
I think what do you call this, bluegill color with a copper Colorado.
Yeah.
This one you got to fish slower because it'll roll if you fish it too fast. Little guy, maybe a pound. I've never been one to really like fishing plastic trailers on spinnerbaits all the time. I know a lot of guys do. I'll put a plastic trailer if I want to. Especially if I want to fish it slower. Gives it a little more buoyancy.
Right.
And fishes higher in the water column. Bam. Doggone it, Danny. See how my rod was out of position there?
Yeah.
I was out of position. I was trying to come around that
corner there.
That's where I feel like that the mono kind of helps with the spinnerbait.
Yeah.
Especially the short range stuff. It's got that little bit of stretch. It's kind of forgiving. So when you feel them, you snatch, and you got a little tiny bit of lag time, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking that's the case, but with that I feel like with that tiny bit of lag time, I can actually I think I get a better hookup ratio. I could be wrong, but usually, yes. I usually start when I cast. If it hits the water, I'm already cranking.
Yeah.
Basically. I feel like that's the better way to do it. What it does, it helps get the blade spinning.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to flutter and turn and things. And then sometimes I vary my retrieve speed a lot to try to figure out exactly what they want. I'll have like a momentary pause or get an extra crank in there. Like watch how I'm watching my blades when I can see it. My blades are going along, and but I got a nice steady thing there. I can either like a half a pause and then a quick,
right,
and it flutters the blades. I'm not even, I can hardly talk today. But if I'm not bumping anything, you got a cast down there behind you, Dave. A long cast. That looks like that'll be a fish. If I'm not hitting grass, I'm trying to add a little bit extra to the bait. You know, if there's a fish there, I want them to trying to cause a reaction strike. If that makes sense. If I can get him to, if he's like bird dogging it, just steady on it, and it changes its cadence or something.
Right.
I feel like that that'll cause a reaction strike. Just like years ago, I was fishing a worm, and I was reeling it up to make another cast, and I'd stopped for some reason about 6 foot from the boat, and a 4-pounder ate it.
Yeah.
So that same day, I intentionally started doing it. I caught like 3 more fish doing that.
Huh.
And they were I feel like they were in a chasing mood. You know, they were following it up out of 6 to 8 foot of water. And when I stop and let it sink back, that's when they eat it. So I'll pause it sometimes, or you know, get a real quick turn on the handle, like a snappy turn.
Right.
And it causes like a little surge in the bait. Throwing these spinnerbaits for Eric, my thing is like,
oh my God.
I got him. Holy cow.
Wow.
Don't get him here. Oh, that's a big one too. Come on.
Man, that was a good one. That, like his mouth was open. Wow.
Get on there, baby.
Saw that one.
Stay on there. There you go.
Here.
Ooh, nice one. Sure. You see what I did there? I threw back in the bushes.
Like his mouth was open. It was immediate.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that sore.
Yeah, he's been caught.
He's been caught before. Check him out.
Cool. 4.5.
Good fish.
Crowd of 5, baby. So I don't know if you guys saw what happened there. Dave and I are talking about these spinnerbaits, and I made a bad cast. I threw all the way into the lily pads, and there's like a small pocket. I don't think you can see it. It's just off screen there. It's only about the size, a little bit bigger than a 5-gallon bucket. It hit the water and he exploded on it. And I was obviously surprised. So there we go. Better get this one back in the water. So a bad cast turned into a nice fish. Pretty awesome.
That was good. That was awesome. I saw that one.
That was cool. Huh. That's crazy.
I mean, that thing went boom.
It's like,
Really hit the water.
like I threw it in his mouth.
Yeah. Amazing.
That's cool. Very cool. There you go, Eric.